Friends, I'm going to start with, you can follow me on Twitter at Gumby9662C and on StockTwits Real Estate Investor. Okay? And I hope you follow me there. I've been posting a lot of charts today, and I'm not going to go through all of them on the video, but it's worth a look on both of the sites. First chart I want to go through is the NDX, which is basically the QQQ for the NASDAQ, and we closed on support on the daily as of Friday, but the weekly is still showing pretty darn strong here. We closed right on support resistance line, suggesting that we might get a pop in the first of the week. Some of the tech stocks I want to go through. One is Google, okay, and we've had this long-term head and shoulders pattern playing out here, and we broke above the neckline but came right down to support to retest the neckline as of Friday, and I think this is good for a move higher on Google, so I'm going to be looking to the long side for Google Monday morning. Tesla crossed above its daily cloud and its weekly cloud, so this in here is really starting to look better here. I'm pretty sure it's weekly too. But at any rate, it's poking its head above the cloud, even though it is a bearish cloud, and it crossed above trend line resistance. So I'm thinking we're going to probably get a run to 215, especially on a low volume week, a shortened low volume week this week. If we can just get some of the cult people who follow the stock, if they can start buying in, and we get money going into the NASDAQ, I think this is going to be really good. And disclosure, I do have Tesla to the long side. TXN, Texas Instrument, showed up on my Bollinger Band squeeze scan. And I'm thinking this is one of the last semiconductor stocks that has not actually had a serious breakout yet on the Trump rally. And I'm thinking it's prepared to do that. NVIDIA. This has just been an on-fire, super hot stock. And on the daily, we are coming out of a Bollinger Band squeeze on NVIDIA. And I am really thinking it's going to make a move to 120 here, quite possibly before earnings. So I would not suggest anybody shorten this stock. Microsoft has been doing an awesome job going higher. It can't pull back a little bit this week off of trend line resistance, but the pattern is still solidly in place. We have got to break down below this red line right here before the pattern starts to disintegrate, but so far looking really good. Autodesk is a stock that showed up on my bearish engulfing scan, so this one here might be a reversal pattern in the making, but it did not close below the 50% of the prior week, so just keep this one on watch for a potential topping pattern. Accenture Limited, it really starting to look like a failing pattern to me. We get these long candles at the top of a range. It's on support right now, but if this thing were to close down below the red line, I would be thinking this would be a really good short. I'm keeping a close eye on IBB, that's your biotechs, into the new year. I'm really thinking we're having tax loss selling right now, but the first of the year I am thinking IBB is going to go higher despite it's going against the Trump rally scenario. I think it's going to be a technical move higher. Merck shows up on my weekly Bollinger Band squeeze scan. I'm thinking Merck is setting up for higher prices here. It's got this gap. It's trying to recapture this gap from earnings gap. But yeah, I do think we're going to start seeing some momentum in Merck. Gilead, which is actually one of the top holdings for IBB. This is one that's not looking very healthy. It's below the cloud, and other clouds going out are pointing to lower prices. So this is a contrarian view for breaking out of that wedge. But at any rate, I'm thinking we're going to see a little bit more short-term weakness in Gilead. Remember, Gilead lost a massive billion case against Merck. That was reported Thursday. This was my major loser there Friday. I had an up day, but it would have been a lot better if it hadn't been for Tesoro. Basically, my trade, I was short the break at the signal lines, and I was going to make a trade down to the cloud. Well, Friday, what happened, a trader rode the 140 calls from January. He rode those into June 175 calls. So it caused a little bit of momentum in the stock. And so I'll probably get out of this Monday. United Healthcare is continuing its bid higher here. If you notice from my long-term trend here on the weekly charting, I'm thinking United Healthcare has quite a bit of room before they even hit resistance. Here's a bullish pattern which I came across. It's WMB. It's Williams Company, and they crossed above the cloud on very strong volume there Friday, and we went all the way from the bottom of the range it's been trading in to the upper range, and this showed up on my Bollinger Band squeeze scan. So this thing here could be setting up for higher prices here soon. Another sector I want to talk about is the DBB. That's double your base metals ETF, and we are above our signal lines for Ichimoku, and we broke support there Friday. So just keep this in mind. It can be a leading indicator of some weakness in the base metals like U.S. Steel, which has been on fire, or your Freeport-McMoRan. Okay. Oxy, OXY, Occidental Petroleum, it broke above trend Friday, and it's also above the gap down for earnings. So this is a very bullish chart, and I can see some continuation here in Occidental Petroleum. You can even sell some out of the money put spreads here, and have them pretty secure with that support line. And there were a few others on the energy that were also breaking out. So I see some really good things for a lot of the energy stocks into the first of the year. For those of you who don't remember it, so far Trump has went after Boeing for too high of prices, and he tweeted against Lockheed Martin for too high prices. So any contractors who are dealing with the government right now, they're under a little pressure. When this was all going on, I thought Raytheon was looking the best as a short, so I bought the puts, RTN, and it looks like it's going to open below the cloud tomorrow morning for quite possibly a pretty sizable move that's going to bring it all the way down to the fill this gap here real soon. KMB is another Ichimoku cloud stock that I've been looking at, and to be perfectly honest, I mean, its earnings and guidance were horrible. This is not one that I would want to take to the long side. Now, we did cross above the lower trend line here, but this is one you would typically want to short the pops. So it's just an idea. Visa showed up on my scans as a weekly Bollinger Band squeeze candidate, and here it is trading up here at the highs. Now, the past few days it showed some relative weakness, but it's still holding this trend line, so this is probably a decent entry point for a long candidate with a defined stop right below the trend line. KRE is watching your regional banks, and this is tied directly with the IWM or the Russell 2000. And a lot of people have just been talking about how the Russell's going to fall apart and all this stuff. And I'm telling you right now from my charting patterns, nothing's really broken down with the regional banks. And actually, we're probably going to break up here real soon. DD is hitting a triple top right now on the weekly. So this is probably a short candidate from here. So just keep that one on your radar. IP, International Paper, is right back up at this trend line. Okay. And some reference highs right through here. So this one defies logic to me why it keeps going up in the face of a stronger dollar, because they have significant international dollar exposure. And then I also want to talk about CBS. It looks like it's wanting to make higher highs. So it looks like we're going to be testing the highs here probably pretty soon. That's everything I got to say, but I'm pretty bullish into the end of the year. Some trends I'm looking at, I'm thinking the FANG stocks are going to get an end of year pop, especially Amazon. And I'm also thinking the biotechs are going to get a bid here real soon. So, also, one other chart. If you guys are bullish gold, you'd better be very aware of this chart on gold. And I'm thinking gold's going sub 900 next year. So I am not adding any gold to the long side. That's everything I got to say. And be sure and follow me and tweet me. And I do have a my own Skype trading room. It's free. Just DM me if you're interested and want to be part of the group. Thank you.